Well, hello and welcome, everyone. I am so glad that you are here with us today. You are either listening or watching Coffee and Conversation with LaWanna, where faith, purpose, and personal growth come together to inspire lasting transformation. I'm your host, Dr. LaWanna Parker, and I believe that every dream matters, especially yours. So, let's get started with our program today. I am especially excited because we have someone truly special with us today. I know you are going to love her as much as I do. My special guest is Elvira V. A multi award winning miracle mindset coach, international inspirational speaker, and sacred sound healer. Elvira is the founder of the Miracle Magnet movement, and her story of turning pain into purpose is one that will touch your heart and uplift your spirits. From a successful 20-year career in Big Pharma to navigating a mental health crisis, Elvira courageously chose to live her most authentic life and now helps others do the same. Her journey is not just inspiring, it's a true testimony of transformation. So please welcome Elvira. Elvira, I am so happy to have you here with us today. And I'm especially excited because you truly are a special person. You are so full of energy. That was the first thing I noticed about you when I first met you. So before I start asking you questions, take a couple of minutes and tell us just who is Elvira.
Hmm. Thank you so much, LaWanna, for inviting me. I so love your vibe. You're such a beautiful soul, and I love what you're passionate about. And when you speak about what you're passionate about, you just light up like a Christmas tree. So I remember when we met, I was able to learn that about you. And I won't give away what you're into. You can tell that if you want. Also, my name is pronounced Elvira, by the way. Everybody says Elvira, but it's actually Elvira. This is how I invite people to remember. Okay, are you ready for this? You
Mm-hmm.
know Elvira, the Mistress of the Dark,
Mm-hmm.
and she has big boobs. Okay. So I'm Elvira, the Mistress of the Light, and I have small boobs. So
Oh,
that's how
wow.
you know it's pronounced differently. So, anyways, I just like to make people smile with that, or groan, as the case is in many cases. So yeah. So your question is, who am I? So I am really, a person that lived out of alignment virtually her whole life and was ready to die at rock bottom in my mid to late 40s, but I wasn't meant to die. I was meant to survive, not just survive, but go on to thrive. And I was told that the system that was gifted to me divinely, because I say I'm smart, but I'm not that smart. It was shown to me this perfect way that I learned to live and embody and teach and preach every single day. This unique miracle mindset. um, Basically, it allowed me to go from living out of alignment as a total crap magnet in life when, I was in big pharma, and before that I was in cancer research, and I was doing things that weren't truly me. So when I got to become fully truly me, that's when the miracles started happening in my life. So I went from survival to thrival. So if it could work for someone like me who had, horrible mental health genes. My father, he too was bullied at work just like I was, and he went to a dark place mentally. The only thing he could do for himself was take meds to feel better. So when I hit my rock bottom, I don't know if you're going to be asking me about my story here, but when I hit rock bottom, um, I knew it couldn't be Western medicine because I spent 27 years in Western medicine, and I knew that I wanted a fast and natural way that wasn't religion, that wasn't Tony Robbins teachings, that wasn't landmark education. All those were great at one point, and they worked till they didn't. And so I was meant to usher something new to the world. And that's what I'm doing today. I am living and breathing this love your vibe miracle mindset. And and I'm showing others how they can stop being crap magnets and start being miracle magnets too. And I believe we're all here to live our dreams, to live our purpose, to leave this world better than how we found it because we were in it. And if we don't do the inner work to figure out who we truly are, that's going to be tragic because we don't get your magic. So that's kind of an overview of what I do. Does that make sense, LaWanna?
It does, and it actually answers one of the questions I was going to ask you, which was when you talk about transferring pain into purpose, what was that aha moment that made you know your pain had a message? And you pretty
Yeah.
much answered that.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Thank
that's a
you.
great question. No, that's a great question, Luana. I think it was my rock bottom that allowed me to realize, I was being bullied corporately, right? This was all meant to be, by the way, because I was living so out of alignment. When I was 11 years old, I told my father I wanted to be on stage singing and dancing, and my father told me, "You can't be one of those women on stage because those women are sluts." So I was shut down. I wasn't allowed to be me. And I said, okay, daddy, who do you need me to be so you will love me? And I figured out real fast, Lawana, he wanted me to be a good little Italian Catholic girl, get good grades, get a good career, get a good husband, and give him some grandchildren. Well, guess what? I checked off all those boxes, and at my rock bottom, I was ready to die. My last 2 years of corporate, I was being bullied corporately because I had it inadvertent, invisible to me. Everybody else saw it. A kick me sign on my back. Guess
Mhm.
what? Another bully started kicking me too. So I went to a dark place mentally for 2 solid years. Depression, anxiety, panic attacks, bipolar, eating disorders. My marriage was on the rocks. I was a total crap magnet. Every crappy thing found me. And yet I looked shiny on the outside because I was winning awards as a big pharma rep and I was driving the company car. And I put on the big smile every day, pretended everything was okay, right? But on the inside, I was dying. I was dying to be me. But I didn't know that back then. So the universe literally said, okay, this is not what you're meant to do anymore. You're not meant to be a drug rep. You're meant to be out there helping people to heal, to grow, to become their aligned, authentic, fully self expressed selves. When I became fully myself, I became a pro jazz artist at 51. I'm now winning awards and performing on world class stages, performing for Oprah Winfrey's man, Stedman Graham. If you don't believe me, Google Stedman Graham and Elvira Hopper.
I
You'll see
am
me
going
singing
to
there.
ask you
Yeah,
about that.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah. So sorry.
Tell
So
me.
I just so the bottom, the rock bottom moment, and I want to hand it back to you, was
Mhm.
when I literally could not go on living like that anymore. I was living a lie, being bullied here, struggling mentally. And at rock bottom, I said to my higher power, I said, God, give me a way out of my hell. That's not drugs, because I was a drug rep. I know what they did to our bodies. And I didn't want to take therapy for another 2 years because I took, I had therapy for when I had mommy issues, and it took 2 years to get over my mommy issues. So it couldn't be drugs, it couldn't be therapy, it couldn't be any other modalities that I did. It couldn't be religion because it did not save my life. God is out there, I'm a lowly sinner. No, no, that didn't work. I had to hit rock bottom where I said, give me a way that's none of these things, or give me a way of killing myself. That was rock bottom. And so when I said that, guess what? Everything started going upwards because I wasn't meant to die. I was literally just meant to leave this inauthentic life that I was being bullied corporately to live my truth. How grateful am I today to those bullies that bullied me? Because if they hadn't bullied me, Lawana, where would I be working right now?
That was, see, I am a very strong believer in God, and that was what He was doing was preparing you for today. But some
Yes.
of those questions that you were asking God, I asked those same questions when I was 12 or 13 because I was at that place what you're talking about now. And I
Wow.
heard His voice as plain as day. If you go now, you'll miss all the wonderful things to come.
Oh. That's so
And
beautiful.
every time I think about all the things that I have seen and experienced, I am so glad that I listened to him. I was just a child, but
Yeah.
I was at a place where I just felt, why am I here? And
Yeah.
how many other young people are asking the same question, but
Yeah.
maybe not hearing an
Yeah.
answer? I was
Yeah.
blessed to have heard an answer that kept me here, and I am truly grateful. But that wasn't the
Right.
only time, because I
Yeah.
fell another time, and that's another story, but it got me to where I am now,
Yeah.
and I'm truly
Every
grateful.
every breakdown leads to a breakthrough. Yeah, we have to be grateful for the breakdowns that lead us to our next level. And I love that. I love that. Yes.
That is truly amazing. For you that are listening to her talk, I hope you are taking this seriously. If not for yourself, perhaps you know someone who may be in that situation and calling out for help, but they don't know where to go, who to talk to. Because as an adult, I personally was where you were talking about. You were this supposed to be this strong person on the outside that people saw. That was me. I
Yeah.
couldn't go and let somebody know I was weak because
Exactly.
I had all of these things going on in my life. So I know what you were experiencing. So how did you actually leave corporate to live your
So,
purpose?
yeah, that's a great question. I left corporate because I had a mental breakdown, and but here's what's really cool. So 2 years I was being bullied, and I was in a dark place mentally, and my marriage was awful, and I was just putting on the smile just to get through the day. But literally, I I I literally would get out of bed just to feed my child to get him off to school. I would go back to bed. My depression was so bad. So I was supposed to be out making calls, but I was in bed because my depression was so bad. And so here I am, and I'm in bed. I'm not calling on the doctors. And my boss called one day and said, "Elvira, I'm going to come and work with you out in the road." And I said, "Oh my God, like I haven't called on these guys in so long. They're not even going to recognize me out there." And so my boss came with me, and we're sitting there in front of a doctor, and the doctor starts asking me a very simple question. Like at that time, I sold vaccines, and said, "What's the dosage?" And I started talking gibberish, and that was it. My boss saw that, and after we went to the car, it was one of the most embarrassing yet enlightening things that's ever happened to me, because I knew that was the end, right? I knew that I can't do this job anymore. Like she's going to see that I'm insane. I've lost my marbles. I can't do this job anymore. That was my exit strategy. So we go back to the car, and she looks at me and she goes, "Elvira, how do you think that went?" I said, "Claire, that was a piece of crap, and I need a leave of absence." So very intuitively, I told her that I need to go. And the reason I thought of that is because I had been to a friend's party who left the pharma industry 2 years before, and she left and she became a life coach, and she was so happy and so grounded and so beautiful. Her face even changed because she was in alignment with her purpose. And I said that night, I don't know what she did, but one day I'm doing it too. And that is when I literally, my boss got let go, and he was the guy that made life really easy for me. He was my mentor. He paid me the highest salary, gave me the biggest car. Like my ego was so huge. I don't know how I walked through doors, but he's suddenly gone. And I realized, oh my God, like if I had been a smart girl, I just gone to my friend's party. I would have said, he's gone. I'm going to ask for a package too, so I can leave to become a life coach, just like she did. And instead, my ego kicks in and says, no, maybe that's a sign you're meant to be the manager. So I competed for his job with a dear colleague, and it got ugly politically. And instead of him wanting to fix the misunderstanding that we had, because he used to be my work spouse, we were so close, instead of fixing it, he goes for my jugular. He ruins my reputation in the company. Nobody's talking to me anymore. People are laughing behind my back at meetings. I am persona non grata at this job where I was the top rep. So now I'm in a dark place. And so, yeah, I live like that. I attracted another bully socially. I used to be a professional cheerleader back in the days, and the mean girl on the team decided I didn't belong anymore. Well, she saw the kick me sign and she started kicking me too. So, anyways, it had to hit the rock bottom where I didn't want to live anymore like that. And I literally asked for a way out. And so what I realized is you can't do this job anymore because your boss saw you lose your marbles, and I asked for a leave of absence and she gave it to me. And now I've left that work, and I was given the gifts of the Love Your Vibe Miracle Mindset, and I applied them to my life, and now the depression is gone. Now the anxiety is gone. And now the panic attacks are gone because I was literally living and breathing this miracle mindset. And so I was off on a leave of absence. But you know what happened during that leave of absence? My company restructured and gave me a package that took care of me for 9 months, full salary, full benefits, and full bonus. So you see, when you set the intention for what it is you're meant to do, you will do it. Like when I saw the friend leave to become a life coach, I saw what was possible for me. I put it out there. I said, I don't know what she did, but one day I'm doing it too. Well, that's when the universe brought it, not through any nice means, through me being bullied, because I would have never left that job had I not been bullied. So today, you know who I'm writing a book called Change Your Vibe, Change Your Life. Guess
Mhm.
who my book is dedicated to, LaWanna?
The bully.
Yes, both of the bullies. Yes, because
Oh, they have
had they
no
not treated,
idea what they do.
they
At
had
least
no
for
idea.
some
And
people, you know.
I am so grateful to them because had they not treated me that way, I'd still be working in big pharma. So I am truly grateful for the fact that they bullied me, but I was able to tear the kick me sign off my back. So they stopped bullying me as soon as I tear that kick me sign off my back. You know why?
And once you
Because
set the attention too, because
yes,
I believe that once we decide what it is we want to do and we
yeah,
start planning it out, things start falling into place.
thank you.
You know, they
Exactly.
really do. So,
Exactly.
how did your story of Crap Magnet to Miracle Magnet happen for
Yes.
you and not to you?
Yeah.
I
Well, this
know
is
you
it.
talked about the how you were treated, so that was a start.
Yes, yes. So it happened for me, not to me, because had they not treated me that way, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. And
Mhm.
so I am truly grateful that there was a time when I thought they were my worst enemies and I was a victim, right? Things happening to me. Whereas when I shifted from crap magnet victim to miracle magnet empowered person, I saw them as my biggest gifts. I saw them with great gratitude. The gentleman that bullied me at work, that made everyone hate me and shame me and make me a laughing stock, he takes me out for sushi today. Okay, it's 15 years I've been into life coaching now, and the woman that treated me badly, took all my friends away, my so-called friends, to her parties, and they would talk crap behind my back and nobody was talking to me. Like I was in such a dark place because I used to need outer validation like I needed oxygen. And now that everybody hates me, guess what? I hate myself. But when I got the teachings at rock bottom that, hey, those people, they're your biggest angels of evolution. They hating you and shaming you and making you a laughing stock have forced you to evolve. You have learned to love your vibe. You have learned to honor yourself, respect yourself, tear the kick me sign off your back. So today, neither of them kick me, and no one else does either. So, this is what I want to share with kids. The book is called Change Your Vibe, Change Your Life. It's for high school kids who are being bullied And a lot of kids that are being bullied still kill themselves, LaWanna. So I
Yeah.
want to help to prevent kids from killing themselves by giving them the teachings and tools that were gifted to me when I didn't want to live at rock bottom because I was being bullied. And I know that I was meant to go through that so I could help them. Because even as I was going through the darkness in my last couple of years, I would say to God, God, I know that there's a purpose to all of this. You wouldn't make me suffer for no reason. And ultimately, this was the reason. I was meant to have the breakdown, the breakthrough, and be able to share that breakthrough with others. And now I have a global team that's sharing that breakthrough with others that's growing right now because they're using my modality to help people go from crap magnet to miracle magnet. And they're also putting their own modalities on my platform because all modalities matter. We're all unique beings on this planet. LaWanna, I say there's over 8 billion people on the planet. There's over 8 billion ways to love your vibe and be a miracle magnet. You get to choose what works for you. So all of my team have their own modalities that they put on my platform and I bring them clients and we help in all our beautiful modalities. Mine's just one. It saved my life. I'm the mouthpiece for it, but there's many modalities out there, right?
But
So
this
this is
actually leads into the next question that I have for you, and that's how can we take our power back from
mm,
our stories, the patterns, conditioning, and trauma? How can we
yes.
do that?
Yes, that is a
Have
great
tips for
question.
us?
Oh, that's the best question because I believe it's us deciding I'm better than this. If we are going through darkness, we need to decide I am better than this. I deserve better. And when you decide that, what you're doing is you're punching a hole in the universe. And then you step back, let the universe fill the hole with the how. How do you get there? So I happen to have a unique modality that I share with the world through my website, my platform, and I have a team of facilitators that use it. Almost every person that goes through the program wants to become a facilitator because they see how well it works. So it does help people that are down here and they're attracting things they don't want. They're being crap magnets, and it helps them shift to up here where they attract things that they do want, miracle magnets. So that's one way they can take their power back from anybody who's ever tried to take it. But a thing that I'd like to share and offer, it's a free gift. You can get it on my link tree that I'll send you the link for that. But essentially, it's called the Four Circles of Personal Power, and it's one of the teachings from the Love Your Vibe Miracle Mindset that I teach online in 3 hours how to do it. So it's one of the teachings, and it's called the Four Circles of Personal Power because it's about realizing that the people that take your power, that suck your energy, that don't treat you as well as you know you deserve to be treated, it's about learning to even love those people because a lot of them are in our families. We learn to love those people from a safe outer circle, right? So the far outer circle is the place where we can love those people from, and we only keep the right people in our inner circle, people that have shown us that they deserve to be there. So it's a beautiful teaching that came through my what was downloaded to me divinely, and I put it into this course, and we've taken that one video and we're doing it for free online on my website elvirahopper.com, or you can get it through my link tree. And if people tune into that, it's 11-minute video with a little exercise that you do. And I would love to connect with anyone that chooses to do that and I want them to let me know how it affected their life because it's an energetic tool that will transform their life. If they set the intention, I don't want to be bothered by this person anymore. I don't want to be bullied by this person anymore. It will help you take your power back. It's a powerful teaching and tool that can serve you. So I want to gift you guys with that.
That sounds great, and definitely give us the link so that we can
Sure.
tap into that. But now I would be remiss if I didn't ask you this question.
Sure.
Tell us about the time you wowed Oprah's beloved.
Ah!
Gotta hear
So
this.
yeah, this is really crazy. So 12 years ago, on the morning of a dear friend's funeral, I was divinely gifted the vision that my husband and I, who we nearly split 3 different times when I lived out of alignment and I was a crap magnet. Ego ran my show.
Mhm.
We nearly split, but today our marriage is heaven on earth. And the reason we were brought together, and we just celebrated our 36th wedding anniversary. The reason we were brought to, yeah, thank you. The reason we were brought together is my husband builds and runs hotels. Well, that's what he did until right before COVID hit, where he became my COO, and he left his corporate job behind and he became my COO, and he's helping me run my company. He does all the things I don't want to do in my business, which is fantastic. I highly recommend that if you're an entrepreneur, get someone to do the things you don't want to do, and you only do what you're good at. And so, anyways, so when the morning of this dear friend's funeral, I was divinely gifted a vision that he and I are to co-create a series of 11 global retreat centers to serve the top 1% of the planet, to help these people here to do their inner work, to stop being their ego self and start living as their authentic higher self. And when they do that, we are going to lock arms with them and resolve global issues that need to be resolved. And I was shown that he and I don't own these places. We run the business. They're owned by spiritual gazillionaires, people that want to leave their mark on the planet of having left it a better place.
Mhm.
And you know who the first investor was on that was shown to me that morning?
Uh, Stedman.
Actually, it was Oprah.
Oh, it was Oprah. Okay.
Yeah. 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 So Oprah was the first investor. And then there's all these other celebrity investors that fall in once she says yes to the project. So I'm like, how the hell do I meet Oprah? Well, I was told God said, hey, hold off. You will be ready. She'll find you when the time is right. So when 2 years later, when by the way, I believe it was my best friend's mother-in-law who had died, and it was her
Mhm.
wedding. It was her funeral day. And I
Mhm.
believe it was her soul that allowed me to see this vision because she loved me dearly and she knew I was really lost in my life. So this is what happens when people cross over and they really love you and you need them, they can help you, right? So I do believe I was lost in my life. I didn't know who I was serving. I was grieving my own dad dying, and it was a dark, dark time in my life. But as soon as I saw this vision, that was it. I was transformed. So 2 years later, Stedman Graham comes to town to do a talk. And I
Mhm.
said, oh, maybe that's how I'm meant to meet Oprah. So I bought a VIP ticket to meet Oprah, to connect with Stedman so I could connect with Oprah. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I just literally took the next step and the next step. I didn't need to see the full staircase. I just needed to see the next step. And so, anyways, I go meet him. He was so kind to me, so lovely. And I sat at the very front because I had a VIP ticket, and he invited 6 people on stage. And sure enough, he invites me on because I was one of the ones sitting at the front. I jumped up on stage. I had no idea what he was going to ask us to do, but
Mhm.
here's his message. Stedman Graham talks about you are not who the world tells you that you are. You are what you love. So that's his message. And I so resonate with that message. Love Your Vibe fits into that beautifully. So, anyway, so he got all of us on stage, 6 of us, to say what we loved, as many things as we loved in like 30 seconds or 60 seconds. I forget. Anyway, so I start talking, I love God. I love my family. I love, to create retreats around the world. I love spaghetti. I love sushi. I love to sing jazz. I love Oprah, I love Stedman, I love everybody in this room. Anyways, everybody's cheering and it's all on YouTube. It's hilarious. And
Mhm.
then as soon as I pass the mic to the next person, Stedman looks at me and he goes, you sing jazz? I said, yes. And he goes, can you sing a few bars for me? And I'm like, Stedman freaking Graham just asked me to sing. I'm not warmed up. I don't have a band behind me, but I'm going to sing. So all of a sudden I came out with summertime and the living is easy. And he's like, wow. And it's all on YouTube. You can watch it. And I was like, oh my God. So I got off the stage and everybody was clapping and cheering. And I even got to promote my show coming up next weekend. And Stedman's like, Elvira, I wish I could come to your show. You're amazing. And I'm like, Are you freaking kidding me? Right. And I said, that would have been great. Right. But, anyways, I said, Stedman, there's an important project I need to tell you about. So
Mhm.
I'd love to stay connected with you. And sure enough, I got his card and he spoke in Chicago the year after. I flew out to hear him speak again. I met him afterwards and I said, Stedman, I don't know if you remember me, but I sang to you in Toronto last year. And he goes, Of course I remember you. You were fantastic. And I said, Stedman, I have a mission and I'd like to tell you about it because I believe you need to know. And I'm hoping that I have some time while I'm here in Chicago to meet with you. I spoke to your PR person and he goes, Let me know what I can do to help. And I'm like, great. So the next day I spoke to his PR person. Unfortunately, he had to fly out to LA, so I couldn't meet with him. But here's the thing. When I got back, I was told, Spirit told me, you don't meet Oprah through Stedman. You meet Oprah when the Love Your Vibe transformation, personal evolution, solutions, SOUL, for heart-centered humans is popping and buzzing all over the world. Oprah's people actually bring you onto the podcast, onto her podcast. That's how you get an audience with Oprah. So that's what's happening right now. We are that
Oh,
close to
that's
getting her
fantastic.
investment. Isn't that
Congratulations.
amazing?
That is definitely amazing. You remind me
Yeah.
of someone else who had a similar situation happen for them. I am so happy for you.
Thank
I
you.
got a minute and a half here, so I want to do a quick lightning round with you. And
Sure.
I'm so happy that you were here with us today because you are a truly busy person. I know you're in between meetings, but you took the time to join us, and for that I am grateful. So here's we go. Lightning
Okay.
round. Coffee or
Okay.
tea?
T.
Crystal or candles?
Say that again.
Crystals or candles?
Ooh, candles.
Jazz club or sacred circle?
Ooh, oh my God. How can I pick? I can't pick. I can't pick. I'm going to say sacred circles, believe it or not.
A mantra that you say every day.
A mantra that I say every day. Oh, I am a miracle magnet.
Your first job,
I worked in a deli.
and a book that changed your life.
The Secret.
Ah, okay. All right. Thank you. That wasn't so bad, was it?
No, you were great. You were awesome. That was amazing. Although it was hard to choose between jazz and a sacred circle because I do both.
I know, I know. When I came up with that, I thought, oh, I'm putting her on the spot with this one.
Oh my gosh. This was so fun, LaWanna. Thank you so much, my love.
Oh, it's been great having you here. And before I leave, I want to personally invite all of you to join the Dream Builders community. It's a safe, empowering space where heart-centered women come together to heal, grow, and to boldly pursue the dreams that God placed in their hearts, similar to what you do. Whether you're looking to write your story, start over, or step into your calling, you'll find encouragement, resources, and sisterhood there. So just go to lawannaparker.com/dream builders and join us. Again, I want to thank you for being here with us. Do you have a quick closing tip or thought that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, yeah, thank you. I loved being here. Yeah, I just invite people to go to elvirahopper.com. That's ELVIRAHOPPER.com, and you can grab my free gift there so that you can be a miracle. You can learn how to be a miracle magnet by taking your power back. And if you're interested, you can perhaps join one of our communities to go deeper in this inner work and perhaps even facilitate it yourself one day because I'm looking to grow my team as well. So that's what I invite people to is to go to my website and grab my free gift. And my link tree is something you can put in the chat just so if people want to learn more about me, there's even more in the link tree. So
Great. All right,
yeah,
we will do that. So, what a powerful and heartfelt conversation that we have had today. Elvira, Elvira,
yes, thank you.
right? Yeah. Thank you so much for being with us and for reminding us that miracles happen when we Dare to be real and
Yes.
our divine path.
Yes.
Today's episode spoke to your heart. I want to encourage you again to join us inside the Dream Builders community. Your voice and story and your healing journey belong there. And if what our guest speaker has said, and she has some powerful things to say, feel free to join her. This is not a competition.
No, no.
She may say the things that you need that I cannot give to you. So don't feel like you're betraying either one of us. Just go, reach out because that's what we're here for. Your
Yes, yes,
voice, story, and your healing journey belong with us
yes.
because we are willing to work to help you. So together, we're going to be building more than dreams. We'll be building legacies. So until the next time, stay inspired, stay in authentic and enthusiastic, and remember, you too are a miracle magnet.
Thank you, LaWanna. Bye bye, everyone.
Welcome.